Hey guys, welcome. We're here today to talk about the EVH 1x10 15 watt combo. It's a small little amp and it packs a heck of a punch. We've got two channels. You're never going to be buying an EVH amp, to be honest, for the clean tone. But the clean tone you're going to get out of this is acceptable and you're going to be able to gig on it or play at home nicely getting a good clean bright tone. Channel 2, in addition to having channel 2 and its gain adjustment, you've got a burn setting. Now channel 1, they've designed this for the early Van Halen era classic rock tone. Channel 2 is going to give you more of the mid-90s high gain, high sustain Van Halen sound that 5150s and 6505s are known for. While each of these amps has their own tone, the 6505, the 5150 and now the Iconic, they all strive for that brown sound we all look for. Cosmetically the amp is pretty subtle, stylish but understated. It's a medium weight, it's 17 kgs. This makes it pretty portable. If you're taking it to a gig, you're not going to have any trouble lifting it. Get a little amp cover on that and it's going to fit in the back of the car nicely and amongst your other equipment, not taking up too much real estate of your band equipment van. The size is 19 by 19 with a 10-inch depth, so you can sit it on top of another cab in the corner pretty comfortably and you're going to be able to fit amongst all your other equipment with no problem. The weight being 17 kgs, there's a little bit of lift to it, but the handle on top there, as you'd expect, it's screwed in pretty tight, pretty substantially with a heavyweight plastic sort of a handle on it with metal fixings, so it's going nowhere. Inside we've got one 10-inch EVH Iconic Celestion speaker. On channel 1, this is going to give you that 70s classic rock early Van Halen tone. Channel 2, with the burn activated, you're going to get that 90s 5150 high gain, high sustain tone. So it caters to both sort of sounds and it gives you a nice tight bottom end and packs a punch. Out of the box, this amp came with one foot switch, which takes you from channel 1 to channel 2. You can either have channel 1 set as a clean and channel 2 as dirty, or you can set up channel 1 as dirty and then channel 2 as dirtier or louder for your lead tones. The amp also comes with an option of a 2-switch foot switch. This takes you from channel 1 being clean to channel 2 being dirty, and then you've got the burn, which is switchable, which gives you that extra sustain. The tubes inside, we have an EL34 power tube and we have two 12AX7 preamp tubes. One feature that I didn't like about this amp was the reverb. It's a digital simulation of a spring reverb and for me it just didn't quite get there, but when you hear the amp in use you can be the judge of that. We'll check out the clean sound now. We've got a couple of effects running. We've got a chorus, ensemble, and we've got a digital delay DD2 from Boss. First of all, I'm going to run completely dry with no reverb at all. This is just purely the amp on channel 1 clean. I'm in the middle pickup position. So you can see that's a pretty clean tone. There's a little bit of break up there. I'm going to push it a little bit further. I'm going to run my pre-gain a bit higher. I'm up around about 5. I'm going to push this up around about 6, 7 now, leaving the volume sitting back around about 5. And we're just going to hear it break up a little bit more. Okay, it's pretty dead, there's no reverb, so let's kick that in now. Now this is just with a breathy little tiny bit of reverb in there. So you can hear that plate-like quality reverb to it. I'm not sold on it, but let's see how it goes. A little bit of chorus. pretty sparkly. Now let's crank that reverb right up and get a good taste of what it's all about. We're up on 5 now, and we'll just go for that slow, spacious sort of lead tone. Okay, we'll put it up a little bit further. This is more for that atmospheric kind of background. I'm going to push the presence up from 5 to about 7. I'm running things pretty flat at the moment, so we're just going to put the bass up and the mids up shortly and give you an idea of what it's got. So straight away, there's the issue I've got with the reverb. It's like it catches up on itself. While it's spacious, it's just a bit harsh. But there's a fix to that problem. Let's just put it down so it's really subtle. We're on 0, we're going to bring it up to like 2 or 3, and it's no longer a problem. It's actually quite nice. Okay, so now we're going to set up channel 1 with a bit more grunt. We're going for that southern rock kind of sound. We're going to set up our resonance and our presence up on about 6. I'm pushing my pre-gain up to about 5 on channel 1. I've activated the overdrive button, so we're on distortion now. And the master volume we're going to have around about 4. Okay, let's see how that sounds. Okay, so straight away it's got that nice ZZ Top feel about it. Okay, I'm going to my bridge pickup now. My tone, I'm setting this right up on 10. You can see it's biting more straight away. So I'm going to counter that by bringing my presence and my treble down just a little bit. 6 on the presence and 6 on the treble there. Now, if there's any treble issues here, I'm just going to counter that with my tone knob and maybe my pickup select. So I'm going to give you the 3 different pickup settings. Bridge pickup, tone right up, volume on about 3. Here we go. We're going to creep it up a little bit more. Our volume's going to go to about 7 now. Keep in mind there's lots more to come. This delivers. This is just a rock sound. Think Bad Company, think AC/DC, think ZZ Top. We're not getting up to Van Halen yet. Okay, we're going to kick a bit of chorus in now, bit of delay, and it's going to sound a bit bigger now. Okay, we're starting to get there now. Let's talk channel 2. This is what we're sort of waiting for with this amp to see if it packs a punch. I'm setting my EQs all on 6s and 7s, and my resonance and my presence also on 6 and 7. I'm going to push the reverb up a little bit. We're going to about 3, 4 on reverb now. The burn button is not activated at this stage, so let's see how we sound. I'm just going to edge my volume on from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 to 10. So here we go, on 2. Also worth mentioning, I'm still on the power reduction setting of quarter power. It's switchable on the back, and this is fantastic for home use. Quarter, you've still got the high gain but the low volume, so we may have to counter that by putting the master volume up a little bit. So let's just see where we're landing with that at the moment. Okay, so it's sounding pretty grunty and pretty big, and it's still pretty quiet. So we're going to make it a little bit louder here. Channel 2, we're going up to about 4 on the quarter power setting. Here we go. Okay, it's starting to sort of cook now. We're on 2 on the guitar here, which gives you that sort of broken tone. Okay, that reverb, we're going to wind that back a little bit so it's a bit more subtle. And we're just going to bring the guitar up to about 5 now. So you'll notice the harmonics, they're there, but they're not sort of hugely responsive until we're going to crank it right up now. So we're going to check our gain setting. We're going to put the gain up around about 9. We're going to crank up a little bit more now. Our volume's going to about 5. Bridge pickup and full volume. Now, to give it that Van Halen feel, we're going to get a bit of delay going on. And just a little fraction of chorus, just for some nice butter on top. So it's sounding huge. Let's try and push things a bit more now. We're going to bump everything up, and then we're going to change over to the full power setting. Keeping in mind and reminding you, we're still on quarter power here, so this is outrageous. Okay, resonance and presence, we're up on about 7, 7.5. Reverb, I'm not wanting to put that reverb up, sadly. I'm just going to keep that on about 3. Okay, mids, we're going to get plenty of mids in there, 7. Trying to get that nice warm sound, so the treble, we're keeping it back on about 6, 7. But I'm going to crank that bass now. Okay, our gain's getting up around 10 now. And our volume now is up on 6. Effects off. Purely just reverb only. And this is the tone of the amp. We've had channel 1, channel 2, now we're going for the burn setting. We're hoping that this is going to activate all those frequencies and get those pinch harmonics and overtones that we're looking for at your fingertips. For those rhythm players, this is just going to be an extra layer of crunch and volume and resonance. Okay, burn. Okay, looking at the back of the amp now, first thing to note, we've got a closed back. You can have no spill out the back, so it's all coming out the front. You amp connoisseurs, you're going to know the difference between a closed and an open back. For a home user, it's going to sound like it sounds, but it packs a punch. The lows are responsive, they pack a punch. The mids, they're right there. This is quite a bright amp I've found. I've had to pull the tops back a little bit, both on the guitar and on the amp. Usually I'd be happy sitting the tone on my guitar right up on 10 and just leave it, but it does have a sparkle to it, and I've found myself pulling back the tone on the guitar just a little bit to soften the blow. Switching wise, we've got our power switch on off, we've got our standby, and then we've got our full power and our quarter drop down power. Now throughout the review I've been using the quarter drop down power just because we're in kind of a home setting. It still sounds killer. It sounds great. We've got our effects loop. For beginners, this is the kind of thing where delay, chorus, tremolo, you're going to put those through your loop, whereas your wah pedal and your phaser, you might run that in line. Two features here that I could take or leave. The audio in, I'm not really sure when you'd use that. I don't know. I'm not going to run my MP3 player through my EVH amp, to be fair, but it does have that option. It's got a speaker emulator out, which can be useful. One bugbear amongst EVH users that I've read, and I have to agree, is the speaker output, which is internal. It's actually sort of, it sticks out a bit, so that's going to be easy to catch. So maybe if that was recessed, that might be a better feature. We've got another speaker output to run an extension cab, and the ohm setting. Stock standard we're on 16 ohms, and it's got the drop down to 8 and 4 depending on the cabinet that you're using. That sums up the back. You've got your power jack. Talking about the size again, 10, 19, 19. So it's quite a nice symmetrical size. And yeah, the weight, it isn't too bad. You can lug that around pretty happily. Let's look at the top of the amp now. It's a pretty simple setup, which is what we're after. We've got our input. We've got channel 1, 2. Depending how you've set it, that's going to be your clean, dirty. You've got channel 1 gain. So when you're running clean, you're going to run that back a little bit. Channel 2, there's your gain. That's going to give you your distortion. Left to right, low, mid, high EQ. Pretty simple. I love that. It's intuitive. Now matching channel 1 and 2 gain, channel 1 and 2 volume. So for example, we're going to push up that volume and we're just going to bring the gain up a little bit. The overdrive is out. That's how you get your clean tone. Now we want to run channel 1 as your gain. So overdrive goes in, gain goes up, and your volume is just going to be set where you prefer it. That's channel 1. Okay, overdrive in, we're on channel 2. We're going to put the burn in. That just gives you the overall boost. Burn is out. This is still the gain control for channel 2, and over here this is still the volume control for channel 2. Okay, reverb setting. There you go. Pretty easy to access. Resonance and presence. So EVH 50 on 50 users, 6505 users, you'll be well familiar with resonance and presence. PV amplifiers such as the Envoy, they carried some of this over. Resonance, bass, presence, treble. Easy to use, looks good, beautiful amp, guys. Okay, the overview of this amp. For 2,000 New Zealand dollars, this is pretty affordable amp for a gigging musician. This is a luxury item for an absolute beginner, and for an intermediate player wanting to move up to something pretty serious, it's ideal. The size of it's great, the weight is fantastic. The 2 channels, you need 2 channels, and it delivers that. If you're at home playing, clean and dirty, the clean is great, it's fine. But if you're gigging, you're just going to have to tweak that a little bit, and you're going to have to be a bit more discerning on your choice of channels and how you use them. The gain, it delivers EVH. High gain, high sustain. The resonance and presence that's carried on from 5150 to 6505 through to EVH, I love it. It just gives you that extra character and boom that you want from these EVH kind of amps.